Most people don't think twice about dollar coins. They look simple, common, and easy to ignore. But what if one of those coins could be worth thousands, or even more? Today we're taking a closer look at Susan B. Anthony dollar coins. These coins may seem normal at first, but a few rare ones have shocked collectors with their value. Some have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and a few have even reached six figures at big auctions. It's hard to believe that something so small and ordinary could hide such big secrets. But that's exactly what makes these coins so exciting. Let's find out why these simple-looking dollars can be worth so much. Many people once ignored the small dollar coin released in 1979. It looked simple, almost like loose change that could easily be forgotten. But today, one version of that coin has become one of the most surprising discoveries in modern coin collecting. The coin is the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar from the San Francisco Mint, known for its unusual S-Mint mark and large date. At first, nothing about the coin seems special. Its silver-gray color looks normal, and the surface may show small scratches from years of use. Some coins look dull from time spent in pockets, drawers, and cash registers. Others still shine brightly because they were saved and protected from the start. But when collectors look closer, they sometimes notice something strange about the small letter S under the date. The coin itself carries an important design. On the front is the portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a woman who spent her life fighting for fairness and voting rights. On the back is an eagle landing on the moon, a design that celebrates the famous Apollo 11 moon landing. The design connects courage, history, and American achievement all in one coin. The real mystery, however, comes from the mint mark. In 1979, the San Francisco Mint produced mini-proof coins, which are special coins made with extra care for collectors. These coins were supposed to have clear and perfect details, including the small S mint mark. But early in production something went wrong. Some of the tools used to stamp the mint mark became worn out or slightly damaged. Because of this, a number of coins left the mint with strange-looking S letters. On some coins the letter looks filled in. On others it appears doubled or has a small blob of metal inside it. These unusual marks created what collectors now call the S-Mint mark errors. The problem did not last long. Once the mint noticed the mistake, the tools were replaced. That means only a small number of coins were made before the issue was fixed. Out of the millions of Anthony dollars produced that year, only a tiny group shows this unusual S-Mint mark. That short production window is one reason these coins are so rare today. But the story becomes even more interesting when we look at what was happening at the mint during that time. The United States was switching from the large Eisenhower dollar to the smaller Anthony dollar. During this change, some leftover silver blanks from earlier coin programs were still around. These silver blanks were never meant to be used for the new coin. However, during the busy production process, a few of them slipped into the coin presses by mistake. As a result, a small number of Anthony dollars were struck on 40% silver planchets instead of the normal copper-nickel metal. These rare silver coins can feel slightly heavier in the hand. They also shine brighter and make a clearer ringing sound when tapped. These small clues made collectors curious, and testing later confirmed that some of these coins really were struck on silver. A simple dollar coin had suddenly become a rare link between two different eras of U.S. coin history. Even without the silver mistake, the unusual S-Mint mark alone can make the coin very valuable. But when both features appear together, the large date, the strange S-Mint mark, and a silver planchet, the coin becomes one of the rarest modern coins ever discovered. Over the years, collectors have paid incredible prices for these coins. One example with a filled-in S and bright silver-like surfaces sold privately for more than $200,000. Another piece with a different mint error was valued at more than $175,000. These prices shocked many collectors because the coin is not ancient history. It was made in 1979, a time people still remember clearly. The value of these coins has grown steadily. In the early 1980s, a collector could buy one for around $1,000. By the 1990s, prices had increased many times over. As more collectors began studying modern mint errors in the 2000s and 2020s, interest grew even more. Today, top examples can reach very high prices, and some experts believe a rare silver example could sell for more than $290,000 in the future. What makes this coin even more meaningful is the person it honors. Susan B. Anthony spent her life fighting for equal rights. She faced many challenges and much criticism, but she never gave up. In some ways, the story of this coin is similar. At first, the Anthony dollar was often ignored and misunderstood. But over time, collectors began to recognize its true value. Today, coin experts examine every 1979 S Anthony dollar very carefully. They study the shape of the mint mark, the style of the date, and the tiny spaces inside the letter S. They also checked the weight and sound of the coin. Because with this issue, even a small detail can reveal a rare discovery. That is one reason coin collecting is so exciting. Valuable treasures are not always hidden in pirate chests or buried ships. Sometimes they appear in everyday places like old jars, forgotten collections, or spare change. So if you ever find a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with an S mint mark, take a closer look. That tiny letter under the portrait might hold one of the most surprising stories in modern coin history, and possibly a very valuable discovery. Imagine finding an old coin in a jar or drawer and thinking it's nothing special. That's exactly what happens with many 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars with a D mint mark. Most people ignore them. But a few of these coins have sold for over $100,000, and almost no one expects it. These coins don't look rare at all. In fact, most of them look worn and ordinary. You might see small scratches, dull edges, and faded shine from years of use. Some even look dirty or old. But that worn look tells an important story. It shows the coin was used in everyday life before anyone knew it was special. And hidden under that normal look, there could be a rare mistake from the mint. Back in 1979, the U.S. Mint wanted to replace the large Eisenhower dollar with something smaller and easier to carry. At the same time, they wanted to honor Susan B. Anthony, who fought for equal rights. Her strong portrait was placed on the front, and the eagle landing on the moon from the Apollo 11 moon landing was placed on the back. It was meant to be a fresh start for dollar coins. But the plan didn't work well. The new coin looked too much like a quarter, so people got confused. Many stopped using it. While this was happening, something else was going on inside the Denver Mint. Mistakes were being made during fast production. The mint was making hundreds of millions of coins. Machines were running all the time. When things move that fast, small errors can happen. A metal blank might be wrong. A die might shift. A strike might land in the wrong place. Most of these mistakes were caught, but a few slipped out into the world. One of the most exciting mistakes is when the wrong metal blank is used. The coin was supposed to be made from copper and nickel. But sometimes, a blank from another coin was used by accident. Some were thicker, some heavier, and a few may have even been made from leftover silver blanks. These coins look normal at first, but they feel different. They may be heavier, shinier, or make a clearer sound when tapped. That small difference can mean a lot. Some of these coins have sold for over $100,000. Another amazing error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not placed correctly during minting. The design ends up pushed to one side instead of being centered. Small off-center errors are common, but big ones with a clear date and mint mark are rare. These can sell for huge prices, sometimes over $100,000. There are also coins that were struck more than once. This creates double or even triple images on the coin. You might see shadows or extra outlines on the face or the eagle. These coins look very unusual and are highly wanted by collectors. One such coin sold for more than $150,000. Even coins without big errors can still be valuable. Because production was so fast, most coins came out with marks and scratches. Finding one in near-perfect condition is very rare. High-grade coins have sold for tens of thousands, and some experts believe a perfect one could reach six figures. Collectors also study coins made with worn tools. When a tool is used too long, it can leave cracks or strange raised marks on the coin. By itself, this may not be valuable. But when it appears with other errors, the value can rise a lot. The design of the coin makes it even more special. It tells a story of strength, history, and progress. When a rare mistake appears on a coin with this much meaning, collectors get very excited. Some of the most valuable coins were not found in auctions or shops. They were found by regular people going through old change or collections. In one case, someone almost threw away a rare coin because they thought it was damaged. Later, it turned out to be worth a huge amount. That's what makes these coins so interesting. The mint never planned for these mistakes to be released. They were supposed to be destroyed. But a few survived, and today they can be worth a fortune. Some have sold for over $135,000 and others have reached more than $110,000. Experts believe future discoveries could go even higher. So if you ever find a 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar, take a closer look. Check the weight, the shine, the design, and the mint mark. What seems like a simple coin could actually be a rare piece of history and maybe even a six-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. Most people don't expect a worn-out coin to be valuable. But that's exactly what makes the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar from Philadelphia so surprising. Even coins that look scratched, dull, or old can be worth a huge amount of money. At first, this coin looks completely normal. It's small, simple, and easy to ignore. Many people would pass right by it without even thinking. But if you stop and look closely, you might notice something strange. And that small detail can change everything. In 1979, the Philadelphia Mint usually did not put any mint mark on dollar coins. That's what makes this story so interesting. During early production, a few coins were accidentally stamped with AP. This was not supposed to happen. Some of these marks look weak, some look doubled, and some are slightly out of place. These tiny mistakes created one of the rarest types of Susan B. Anthony dollars. At that time, the U.S. Mint was trying something new. They wanted a smaller dollar coin to replace the Eisenhower dollar. The goal was to make coins easier to use in machines and daily life. The design honored Susan B. Anthony, a woman known for fighting for equality and voting rights. On the back, the eagle from the Apollo 11 moon landing showed a proud moment in American history. But the new coin had problems. It looked too much like a quarter and people didn't like using it. At the same time, the Mint was dealing with new machines, new tools, and fast production. This caused confusion and mistakes. Out of that chaos came these rare error coins. Many of them were caught and destroyed. Others were melted down. Only a very small number made it out into circulation. Today, only a few are known to exist and even fewer are in good condition. Some of these coins show clear errors. You might see a doubled P, a broken shape, or signs that the coin was struck more than once. These details may look small, but to collectors they tell an important story about what went wrong during production. There's another twist that makes these coins even more valuable. A few were made on the wrong metal. Instead of the normal copper-nickel mix, some were struck on leftover silver blanks from older coins. These pieces feel slightly heavier, look brighter, and make a clearer sound when tapped. These rare silver error coins have sold for huge prices. One sold for more than $375,000. Another, with a large crack in the design, sold for over $187,000. These coins are special because they connect two different time periods in U.S. coin history. Even the design can show small differences. On some coins, parts of the image look lighter or less sharp. This happened because the Mint was still adjusting machines and tools. Even worn coins are important because they prove the coin was used before anyone knew it was rare. Millions of these dollars were made, but only a tiny number have this Philadelphia P Mint mark error. Experts believe only a few dozen exist, and maybe just a handful are in collectible shape. That's why these coins get so much attention at auctions. Even damaged ones can sell for very high prices. One worn example sold for over $195,000 after strong bidding. Better quality coins have sold for even more. Collectors don't just like these coins because they are rare. They also love the story behind them. Susan B. Anthony stood for fairness and never gave up, even when people ignored her. In a way, this coin is similar. It was overlooked for years, but now people see its true value. And prices may still rise. As more people learn about mint errors, interest keeps growing. Some experts believe the next top example, especially one made of silver, could sell for over $270,000. So if you ever find a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar that looks a little strange, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. That small, simple coin might be one of the rarest modern treasures ever made.